Hey, welcome everyone to Wizards Pregame. Another game is about to start and knock this out. Quickly, the Wizards are hosting the Heat this afternoon, Super Bowl Sunday. Surprisingly, this is the first meeting between these two teams this season. It's the first of four. Miami comes in with a record of 27 and 26, having just lost back-to-back games against the Hawks and the Celtics. They surrendered a 22-point lead in the loss to Boston. So credit to Boston for a hell of a rally, but I'm sure Miami's probably not in a great place after losing the game in that fashion. Washington's coming off yesterday's loss to the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets bench, I think they scored 59 points in that one. Then the Wizards gave up 80 points in the first half of that game. The injury report: the Heat will be without Kyle Larson, Tyler Hero, Terry Rozier. The Wizards will be without Anthony Davis, Jaden Hardy, Trey Johnson, D'Angelo Russell, Cam Whitmore, Anthony Gill, and Trey Young. Miami, they have the fifth highest scoring offense in the league, despite shooting just 46.3% from the floor and 36% from deep. Clearly, they moved the ball pretty well. The third in rebounding at 46 and a half, 46 and a half a game. 11.8 a game comes from the offensive glass. They're eighth in assists. They're just a couple of assists shy of 30 a game. They're at 28.6. Defensively, opponents shoot 46% from the floor. That's good enough for six. And just 34 point, we can say 35. They're 35% from deep. Again, that's six. They do a decent job defending without fouling, surrendering just 22 attempts per game is what their opponents average, which is crazy when you look at how many, typically how many personal fouls Miami commits a game. It's under 20. So that is an area in which they do a very good job of. They average 9.3 steals a contest. Opposing teams that had success against them on the offensive glass, they give up just under 12 rebounds a game. So that's an area in which Washington could possibly attack. As far as keys to tonight's, well, this afternoon's game starts on the defensive end. Miami has a very good offense. You know, they get open shots. Obviously, they'd like to be making more of them, but they're averaging just under 30 assists a game. And that's nothing to be shocked at. Spo's offenses usually have a nice rhythm and timing to them. So for Washington, it starts on the defensive end, especially after giving up 80 in the first half yesterday. They have to disrupt Miami as best as they can, um, and take care of the ball. Don't give them runouts and things of that nature. They have to battle on the glass and harkening back to yesterday's game with the Nets, protect the paint better. That was absurd yesterday. We saw Dayron Sharp and Danny Wolf come off the bench and have huge games against Brooklyn, huge games against Washington for Brooklyn. So that's an area, and I know it's only been a day, but I would like to see the Wizards rebound a little bit better in that regard. And they just have to attack on the offensive end. I told you how little Miami fouls. So if you're settling for jumpers, you play right into that. They have to, get downhill with conviction, with intent, and finish the plays. Don't start to go downhill and then try to abort the mission. It's going to lead to steals, deflections, and all other types of negative plays. So that's just something that those are the things to keep an eye on as far as today's game go. Lastly, just a little note for Will Riley over his last four games, he's averaging 20 and a half points per game, 5.3 rebounds per game, 3.5 assists, 1.5 steals. He's shooting 50 from the floor, 50 from three over 32 minutes again. That's just the last four games. So Major League TV can continue on this nice little stretch that he's personally on. But for Washington, just shared the keys with you. You guys enjoy the game. We'll check in with you guys for outlook later on this afternoon.